Hey everyone, it's Joyel and welcome back to my channel. So I know I've been gone for a hot minute. For today's video, I'm going to be answering the question of how do I get my Sulfur into a little bottle. I've mentioned previously that I've kind of changed how I've applied grease to my scalp. So instead of parting my hair, scooping a piece of grease out and then, greasing my scalp from there, I instead have simplified and quickened the process by putting it into a little dropper bottle. So with that said, don't forget to click that subscribe button below, but let's get started. So the first step is obviously to acquire a bottle with a dropper. I just bought mine on Amazon years ago, so I've had these bottles for a while. You can get any size you want. I just had these available, so I'm just using what I've got. And then of course you want to grab your grease of choice. Mine will always be Sulfur. It's the best for my itchy, flaky scalp. But of course, use whatever is your favorite. In the past, I had attempted to do this with what's typically known as like a hair dye bottle. It's usually a plastic bottle with a nozzle tip, which you guys see me use with my shampoo. And using things with a nozzle tip or a dropper allows me to have access to my scalp. So I use the shampoo bottle or the nozzle bottles for applying shampoo to my scalp. So I figured I would try and do the same with greasing, because for a while I was actually skipping the greasing step because I just didn't want to take the time to have to literally like part through my entire head and then try and rub grease onto my scalp. And when you have hair as thick as mine, you can try and part your hair, and I still was like ended up with more grease on just the roots of my hair than my actual scalp. I tried to put the grease in a nozzle bottle, but it became really hard because obviously grease solidifies, and trying to get it to heat up inside of a plastic bottle is actually quite difficult. So when I decided to use the dropper bottle, I decided that yes, we can't put it in plastic. The dropper bottles are glass. But you still can't like stick something like that in a microwave, right? It's just not safe. So I decided, what if I tried a candle warmer? So I went to my local grocery store, which happens to be Fry's here in Arizona, and bought a $6 candle wax warmer. I usually will do my shampoo and my deep condition after I come back from leaving the deep conditioner on my hair for about like 45 minutes to an hour. I will come in, and before I get in the shower to rinse out the deep conditioner, I plug in the candle warmer. I put my glass dropper bottle on top of that so that it'll have time to melt down while I'm rinsing out the deep conditioner and detangling my hair. Me being the paranoid person that I am, I like to unscrew the cap, like the dropper cap, and kind of leave that open because I'm like afraid of heat building up, and then when I go to unscrew it, it's gonna like explode on me. So to combat like building up like unnecessary pressure in the bottle, I just unscrew the top first. So I'm in the shower, I've plugged in my candle warmer, I put the grease on top of that to melt down, I've rinsed out the deep conditioner, I've detangled my hair. Now I'm ready to start applying my hair products. And obviously the first step is going to be greasing my scalp. I like to get that over with. This is probably the only part I don't like, is because I have to just hop out of the shower to go grab it off my sink counter. But I will grab the bottle and be careful because it can actually be pretty stinking warm depending on how long it's been left on there. So be careful when grabbing it. I usually just grab it with a cloth. I grab it, I put it on a shelf in my shower, give it a couple seconds to kind of cool down, and then I just use the dropper and I just start digging it down in my scalp and squirting it all over and massaging it in. So much faster. So much faster. I don't have to use as much product either. And this is what's been working for me. And I'm all about working smarter, not harder, especially with the density of my hair and now with the length of my hair. Being able to expedite certain processes a little bit quicker is a game changer. Now, you're probably like, that's awesome, but these little dropper bottles in general, how are you getting the grease in there? If you're not an Arizona native like me and you don't live in like 100-degree weather all the time, you probably don't always have the option of just sticking your Sulfur bottle, your grease bottle outside to liquefy, right? But that's what I typically do. I will put it outside for like 20 minutes and allow it to liquefy, and then I can pour it into the dropper bottle. But let's say you don't live in the desert. What's another option? If I didn't have that option, I think the next best thing would be to, again, utilizing your candle warmer. Don't stick the grease bottle on there. Scoop out a chunk of your grease, put it into like a little glass bowl or like a shot glass or something, a shot glass you don't mind putting hair products in, and then stick that on the candle warmer to liquefy and then pour it into the dropper bottle. You don't, please God, please, anything plastic, do not stick on the candle warmer. Do not put it in your microwave. Don't melt this down in like one of your cooking pots. You don't need to go to that extreme. Either put it outside on a warm day or scoop it out into a glass or ceramic bowl and stick it on your candle warmer. The candle warmer is probably the most important factor in this entire process. And then of course, if you take the bottle off the candle warmer or you turn the candle warmer off and leave it to sit for a few minutes, it'll start to solidify. That's the reason I usually start with greasing my scalp before like applying leave-in conditioners and all that stuff, because I just need to get the grease on my scalp before it starts to solidify while sitting in my shower. It only takes a couple of minutes to really start solidifying. And actually I take that back, because the candle warmer makes it pretty hot. I think you've got about 8 minutes, which is plenty of time to put the dropper on your scalp. It's really not that hard. So that's the process that I have been using for a couple of months now, and I don't see myself giving that up. It's just way simpler, so much quicker. I'm hoping that by doing this process, it'll encourage people to start greasing their scalps again. Greasing my scalp has been a little bit of a game changer in my natural hair journey, just simply for the fact that it helps with reducing dandruff. I know a lot of people have also explained that by starting to grease their scalp again, their hair has been growing like crazy. So for anybody asking how I grow my hair, I think it would be fair to say that using grease on my scalp has contributed to that. I've just altered the process to make it a little bit easier and quicker. So I hope that you guys have found this helpful. Just a quick, simple video for a quick, simple fix or a step in your natural hair routine or your wash day routine. But with that said, I'm glad to be back. I know I've taken like a super long break, but of course, don't forget to leave a comment with any of your questions or constructive criticism or praise, whatever. But I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope that you enjoyed this little tip. Keep blooming, and I'll see you guys in my next video.